They'll be interrogated by detectives, and the detectives will try to determine their credibility, and ultimately a prosecutor would make a decision about whether or not to charge any of the women. Self-defense in all states, like California, is a defense to assault. It also includes the defense of another person. Last we saw Perry, he was attacking 4 different women and kicking his wife while she was down. So there's an excellent argument to be made that Bonnie was coming to the defense of Celeste, and therefore self-defense should apply. Again, self-defense is a defense to assault. A person can come to the defense of another person, like Bonnie did when Celeste was being kicked on the ground by her husband very violently. Involuntary manslaughter involves the death of a person when there's no intent to actually kill, and there's an excellent argument to be made that Bonnie did not intend Perry's death. It was a complete accident. Considering all the facts and circumstances, what an awful person Perry was, someone in Bonnie's position would probably get a minimum sentence of only a few years if convicted of involuntary manslaughter. On the other end of the spectrum, murder carries sentences up to life in prison. It's possible that the Monterey Four, or all 5 of them, could be charged with lying to the police officer, giving false information about the circumstances around Perry's death. Giving false information to a police officer is usually a misdemeanor, and I believe it is in California, as opposed to a felony, so they probably get a slap in the wrist. It's unlikely that a family court judge would change the terms of the custody, considering, again, what an awful person Perry was, and Celeste really is the victim here. Renata should run far and fast away from Gordon, who is an awful person. Right now, being married, all their assets are exposed to bankruptcy. It's clear that Renata had no idea what Gordon was doing, and right now their marital assets are exposed to in bankruptcy. She'd be better off running far and fast away from Gordon. Making a false report to a police officer, giving false information to a police officer is a crime in California. Given all of the circumstances, what a terrible person Perry was, a serial abuser, a predator, that they would face any consequences. Celeste's cross-examination of her mother-in-law was excellent. It actually plays out very similarly. However, attorneys aren't allowed to ask speeches in the middle of questions. She can participate in her own defense, and that's what a judge allowed her to do because she is admitted to the bar. However, if you're represented by an attorney, a judge would deny a request by basically a pro se litigant to question a witness. First of all, let's back up. A prosecutor's job is to do justice. What is justice here? Perry's an awful person. He's a serial abuser. He's a predator. The death was an accident. So a prosecutor is going to have to decide what's justice in the case. Is justice charging Bonnie with intentional murder? No. May justice be charging Bonnie with involuntary manslaughter? Maybe. But if she were convicted, then she would probably be facing the lowest sentence because of everything that went on.